Hello and welcome back to the Innovator Channel. Today we are talking about smoothing basic 3D prints, small 3D prints, or thermoplastic, and that's what we're going to be using here today. And the idea is, if possible, to use materials, liquid, that is essentially free or pretty cheap. But the idea is to use as cheap as possible to smooth out something basic that you've made that you just want to make it look a little bit nicer, glossier, whatever. So the first thing is, I'll just move that out of the way. So we've got a couple of examples. So actually this one, well, they're both pretty good. This one's a bit hard to see, but what we've got, if I can, I'm just going to move the light off it. If you can't see it, you'll have to take my word. But here, this is a basic, this is a probe for cooking your chicken and food and testing it. Handle came off. So this side is kind of matte, and this side is, it's got kind of much more of a gloss on it. It's been polished basically. So there's this one. This one's easier to see because it's some older material I've repurposed. But essentially it started off exactly the same. And it's just a magnetic base that I've made for my microphone that I'm using now, and it just happened to be a good colour for hopefully showing up the gloss finish on it. I'm just trying to move that around to try and see if you can really see the shine on that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Very easy. Now you guys probably have seen these all around the world. It's a Glade, not trying to promote anything, it's a plug-in air freshener that uses very concentrated oil, and you don't want to don't care about this bit, get rid of that bit. Do not ever get this oil on plastic like this, or it will melt it, so be warned. But in this case it works to our advantage. All we're going to do, we're going to separate this. You buy a new one. This is why I say essentially it's free. If you bought one of these in your shopping and you've got one, you know what I mean? It's free. And on here it's got like a little sponge, which is the wick. And realistically, all you're going to do, so we'll do it on the other side of this. You want a little tub of water. And all we're going to do, so there's the glossy, there's the dull side. We're literally going to put it on like with a magic marker, Sharpie, use it like a pen. And then can you see, if I can get it, can you really see? Can you see how glossy that's gone? And that's glossy because it's kind of melting the top. So that's great. If you want to smooth something, if you wanted to smooth something that got like little printing tags, where you break it off and there's a little bit of something, and you just want to rub it and take a tag off, this is the way to do it, sort of thing, if it works for you. So at the moment there's oil here, and all we're going to do is going to move it round and round. Now if I hold this, see if I can catch the light again, can you really see that? It's like a lollipop that's been licked. It's really glossy, but that's really the oil as such. So we're going to move it around. Now obviously you can use a brush, you can use whatever tool, that's up to you. It's down to your project. The idea is we're going to do that. Oh, where's that gone? And then what we're going to do is to kind of help to set it, because what we're doing is we can't leave the oil on because the surface is soft. That's what it's doing. It's softening it. It's melting it. So what I'm doing is I'm dipping in a bit of water, moving it around and polishing it. Move it around, and I've got a little rag under my arm. A bit more water. You can't really see it, but there are like droplets of oil now. It's not just covered in oil. So I'm polishing and polishing. So if it was a knob you made, a little bracket you made, and you just wanted it to be, you know what I mean, just a little bit smoother, smarter, or a basic 3D print. You just wanted to, rather than having the printing texture, this should knock that texture off. Now if I can get that with the light, I'm trying to show it you. That's polished. So it's lost that liquid gloss, but it is more polished. Now I can't show you the other side because that side was already shiny. Now it's polished. Now we've kind of wiped it over with water. Now if we leave that, that polish should stay. That gloss should stay. And this one that I showed you earlier, this is actually dry. I can touch that because I did it earlier, and it's buffed. It's polished. So if that was a knob that you'd made for something and you just want it to look nicer, this is what this little hack does. It's very simple. It's very basic. It's something you've got to hand. Water, plug in air freshener, give it a rub over, use some water to take it off to reduce it. Keep wiping your hands, and then leave it to dry. It won't take many minutes, about 20 minutes, and then you'll have a nice polished either basic 3D print or thermoplastic. And this is the Innovator signing off for now.